What It Takes Radio Company presents What If Everything You Thought You Knew Was Wrong? And here we go with news for you. You are going to have to zoom into the power zones of life and business. Let me tell you the story. Greeting once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is Stan, a radio man, as some people call me. I've been doing this for many, many years, almost 50, I think. And this is a new expression, right? What if everything you thought you knew was wrong? We've already talked about this, and this is kind of episode 3 in this new version. We did about 580 episodes primarily on interesting ideas. This is What If Everything You Thought You Knew Was Wrong? An invitation to some inconvenient ideas. Because we are in the business more and more of growing by adopting and trying to not only adopt challenges, but to get through them. And what I mean that is sometimes challenges will come to us. Yes, all the time. But some people actually make a point of adopting them. You know, they kind of try and get their glasses straight and see straight and say, I don't have to do that, but I think I will. And so that's a little bit about what we're all about. And in doing so, we're going to discover that as a result of that, there will be some inconvenient ideas that we may have to deal with. Okay, here we go. Now, this isn't really an inconvenient idea, but it is now a fundamental thing that I'm going to simply ask. And I don't think anyone's done this quite before. But what I have discovered is, as I am doing this now with you, that we are going to try and live by zoom and zone. That's right, zoom and zone. You have to zoom. You have to move fast. And oftentimes you have to move really fast. Change is happening. As I explore more and more what the technology and the AI world is doing to me and to you, and what it could do for me, and maybe for you, we have to be fully prepared. We have to be wide awake. We have to be able to understand the times and know what to do. And that's the prayer you have to remember from ancient Hebrew history. Issachar, Issachar, Issachar. The men and the women of the tribe of Issachar understood the times and knew what Israel was to do. And so throughout my life, I've invited my colleagues to say, I want to be that kind of a person. First of all, be one of the 3%. Only 3% of the population know who they are, what they want, where they're going, and they have a plan to make it happen. About 3%, maybe a little bit more, sometimes even less. Okay, but you want to understand the times and know what's going on. Bugs Bunny is one of your heroes because he keeps saying, "What's up, Doc? What's going on? What's happening here?" Good question. So I'm encouraging you to begin to think that way. Now, as a result of this, I have come to the conclusion that I am trying to help me and my clients and colleagues and friends and people who want to maybe learn from me, that perhaps, and this is one of the reasons, what if everything you thought you knew was wrong? This is a new idea, and I'm going to simply say this in this sense, is that this is what I would call, in effect, this is the curiosity zone. I'm going to encourage you to say, I have to learn how to be curious. Curiosity. It said curiosity killed the cat. Well, I don't know about that. It certainly could have. Curiosity can do a lot of things. However, there's also from my childhood a cartoon character. Now, this will date me many, many years. In fact, it was actually before my times. There was a cartoon character called Little Lulu, and I'm going to bring it. She was a comic strip character, comic book character, very, very popular. She was a naive little girl who was always getting into trouble because she was curious. She was always curious. And she had a little song which she would sing. If that's being bad, then I'm furious, because all I really am is curious. If that's being bad, then I'm furious, because all I really am is curious. And see, what curiosity means, it's the ability to walk into things you don't know, aren't sure of. You're willing to take the risk of learning something new, of becoming something new, of taking the risk of change and transformation. So then, that's number one. Zone one is the curiosity zone. Number two, this is the impact zone. This is where you learn to be reckoned with. Yeah, because you are seeking to make an impact. As I say, ideas, in fact, oftentimes ideas that are inconvenient, ideas can lead to new insight. And new insight can lead to influence. And then impact. If you have influence, you can have an impact. And I'm going to try and teach you how, along with my talented colleagues and my talented friends like you, to help each other become people of impact. POI. POW, people of wisdom and people of impact. We're called to create and make a difference in the world. Impact zone. Then you have to join the transformation zone. Now, we've been talking about that now for a number of weeks and maybe months, as we're joining Joe Pine as he is coming out with the premier book on the transformation economy. But the transformation economy is just one small part of the whole zone, which says we do not just change, we change profoundly. In fact, we enter the stage of life where we can be transformed. Not just changed, transformed. The transformation zone. And then, hopefully, you will join us in the generosity zone. And you know what that is? It is one of the most powerful zones in the world and one of the most important. Because the generosity zone is where you give to others. That's right. You give to others. You have learned that in order to get, you have to give. And just as impact leads to income, what you will also find is that you want to have good things come to you, you have to give things to others. So please remember that. Please remember that. Yes, my friends, I think that's probably true. In order to gain, You have to give. And that might be a little bit of an inconvenient idea for most of us. In fact, it's really hard for us to get into the mindset to understand that without generosity, nothing works. Civilization needs people who are generous. If generosity is gone, if all generosity and grace is gone, civilization itself is gone. And so we have to learn that one of the key things in life is to learn how to be generous with everything and how to receive generously and give generously, and to understand that there is not only a little bit of goodness in that, it is one of the ultimate superpowers. Indeed, it is. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that, and we're going to teach you about how to do, as I say, the art of giving and helping other people to give, and how to encourage other people to give and live generously. It will be a fundamental way that we will do our work at this stage in our life, that we will become generous people. And there we are. The curiosity zone, the impact zone. Got to do that. Got to make an impact. The transformation zone. We have to change powerfully and profoundly, and we have to build businesses and organizations that are transformational, and that we have to help people flourish. I've been known for a recent statement which says, if your business does not help people flourish, it's probably a racket. At my advanced age, I get to say inconvenient ideas like that. But there's more to it than that. So please, okay, here we go now. Impact zone, transformation zone, and of course, the generosity zone. And then we just might actually land up, as the old Shaker tune said, we will come down in the place just right. Wouldn't you like to do that? To come down in the place just right. That's the deal. Reach out to me. I'm Stan. Stan at witradio.net. Stan at witradio.net. I speak, I perform, I don't do magic tricks, but I'm here to help you and your business through a variety of almost anything that deals with performing. Help your company make more money, have more fun and flourishing, and perhaps make people smile. All the best and blessings to you, and I mean that profoundly. May you be blessed in a special way today. Bye for now.